Alright, so in this training video we're going to dive into the power piece of our plans. We'll call this power training part 1. So to start out, we'll talk about a couple of housekeeping items on where you need to be working so that you can make power plans happen. So if you look under the project browser and then you go to electrical and power plots, this is where all of our floor plans are kept that we work on the power plans for. You'll also see that there is a power circuiting floor plan set right above the power plot. We'll talk about that a little bit later, but they'll come in handy a little bit later once we get a couple of outlets on plan. So to start out, I'm going to zoom into a typical unit room type B in my model, and you can see I've left it blank. The rooms around it are already populated, so they can be a little bit of a guide to show us where we're going to place outlets on plan. First thing you're going to want to do whenever you come into a new discipline is you're going to want to check your work set. In this case, I've got it switched to lighting. I'm going to have to change that work set to power, and then we can start working. You'll notice that we already have some basic rooms laid out, and if we wanted to, we could copy and paste them over real easily, and we could get the same exact layout that's already there, and we could use what we already have, but we're going to pretend like we don't have any of this set up already, and we're beginning from scratch. At this point, you want to start beginning to place your outlets on plan. And to do so, you need to go up to the Systems browser, and then from the Systems browser, you're going to want to go all the way to the right under Electrical, and then you'll see that there's this Devices tab. You'll drop it down, and you'll see that the very first one is Electric Fixture. You'll also notice that next to Electric Fixture, that has that parentheses EF, that's another hotkey that I've created, that is going to get you to the same exact spot. So, in theory, you could just remember the hotkey, click EF, and start moving on to making outlets placed on plan. So now all I'm going to do is hit the electric fixture, just click once, and you can see that it defaults to the very last thing that I placed on plan. In this case, it's the 120 volt single pole junction box. In order to change that to a receptacle, all you'd have to do is drop down this types and find normal. That's what we define our receptacle as. And once you find that, you can click and start placing that particular device on plan. If you've seen the lighting training videos, you know that hosting to a wall is what we'll have to do here. It's very similar to the light switches. So all we'll have to do is start hovering over a wall. You'll see that it's up top here that it's defaulting to place on vertical face. That's good. That's exactly what we want. And all we'll have to do is get near a wall, get the outlet where we want, and click once. So now that the outlet's on the wall, we'll want to start tagging that outlet and getting some circuit numbers on there. Once again, you can use the TG command, that's the hotkey for it, or you can go to annotate and then to tag by category in order to tag specific instances. Another good way to tag a device with a receptacle tag is to use the receptacle tags that you already have on plan. One of the best features about Revit is there is a copy similar command. The default Revit hotkey for copy similar is CS, and so I'm going to go ahead and show you how to do that. If I use that command, CS, on my keyboard, I instantly grab the tag type that I selected, and I can now use that to tag other fixtures. It's super helpful. You can do the same thing when you want to place a device. If you've got a device on plan, you can just, grab it again, use copy similar, and then start placing them as if it was your first time placing that device. One important note about copy similar is it does take all the properties of that fixture or device or tag that you were previously using, and it applies it to the new device. So if I have my outlet at 4 feet, it will still be at 4 feet when I place the new one. It's more of just a heads up for when you do end up using this command in the future. Essentially, the default properties are no longer what you experience when you first go to place a device on plan when you use the copy similar. It's the properties that you already embedded into the previous device that you're copying from. I think I'm just under 5 minutes, so we'll end here and we'll pick up some more power items in the next video. Thank you.